Now, there's one thing I do that I think has made the biggest difference to our financial situation over the last 18 years. It's a keystone habit. A keystone habit is a habit that kind of controls a bunch of other habits and behaviors. It's a bit like the One Ring in that way. And my keystone financial habit is, let's talk about it. So I've noticed that there are a few habits that make more of a difference than other ones. Those are the ones that kind of remind you to do things, that motivate you, that trigger other habits. James Clear writes about this in his book Atomic Habits. He talks about bundling habits, where one habit, like brushing your teeth for example, might trigger another one, like doing some squats. I call these habits keystone habits. A keystone is an architectural feature. It's the stone at the top of an arch that keeps all the other stones in place. Without the keystone, the arch falls apart. And in the same way, keystone habits keep entire sectors of your life in place. For me, my keystone health habit is going to Jiu-Jitsu class. As long as I go to Jiu-Jitsu class, I'm more careful with what I eat. I'm more consistent with my weightlifting. I remember to do stretching and mobility work. And all of those basically don't happen if I don't go to Jiu-Jitsu class because I don't notice the need for them. I also have a keystone financial habit. Every month, on the first of the month, I fill in my spreadsheet. It is a very basic spreadsheet. It's the kind of spreadsheet that people who are good at spreadsheets look at and kind of snigger. There are no formulas, there's no fancy functions, it's basically a bunch of rows and columns. Each row is a different account, each column is a different month. Every month I open up the spreadsheet and I fill in the balance for each of our bank accounts, our broker accounts. I've got the mortgage in there now. I've got a small cryptocurrency position that's in there as well. And I've been doing this since June 2012. So this month was the 170th entry on the financial spreadsheet. Now, the spreadsheet on its own doesn't do anything. It just shows where we are each month. But that act of filling in the spreadsheet, which takes 5 or 10 minutes every month, makes me aware of our financial situation. It reminds me to move money to savings, to move money to investments. It shows me how far we've come because I can look back a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years and see how much progress we've made. And it really motivates me to keep going. It's a keystone habit. When we run our course every year, Your First 10 Million Yen, the first thing we ask participants to do is to create a kind of snapshot of their financial situation. So we ask them to write down their income, any debts they have, what they spend money on, any kind of savings, investments, assets, and so on. So they have a good picture of where they are right now. At the end of the course, we ask them to make a financial plan for the future. What goals do they have? What do they want to achieve? What situation do they want to be in the future? And then figure out a way to get there. And between those two things is the spreadsheet. Now, you don't need to do this every month like I do, but many people find it really helpful to have a spreadsheet like this and to fill it in maybe once a year, maybe twice a year, maybe quarterly, or even monthly if you feel like doing that. I don't recommend doing this every day or every week, especially if you're just starting out. So the danger of looking at these numbers too much is that you can become emotionally invested in the process. So, when the numbers go up, you feel really happy. When the numbers go down, you kind of get stressed. Worst case scenario, the numbers go down a lot, you kind of panic, sell everything, don't invest again. That is a worst case scenario. You want to avoid that. So don't look at the numbers too often. Do it once every few months, not more frequently than once a month, but probably at least once a year, just so that you've got a little bit of progress going on there. Anytime between once a month and once a year is fine. Pick a date that you're going to remember, put it in your calendar, and start building out your simple spreadsheet. So at first, I recommend just putting in your main kind of savings account and any kind of investments that you have. When I started out, it was just one bank account. So we had a bank account, we started putting money in there as savings, and I tracked that over time. Very motivating. And then later on, as we started opening other accounts like broker accounts, NISA accounts, iDeCo accounts, and so on, I added those to the spreadsheet. Assuming that you have a kind of basic financial plan and you're putting aside some money every month for savings and investments, your accounts will go up. So they'll go up because you put money into them, and hopefully they'll also go up because the investments and so on are growing over time. And that combination is really motivating. There are keystone habits in all areas of life. But this one, I think, is really important in personal finance. If your finances are not where you'd like them to be, if you have goals that you want to aim for, you want to get to, this may well help you get there quicker and also enjoy the process more. It's always useful to have some sign that you're on the right track, that you're getting closer to your goals, and so on. So, do you have a spreadsheet? Are you tracking your financial situation over time? Can you look back and see where you were last year, see where you were a few years ago, and see the kind of progress that you've been making? If not, then I really recommend trying this out. Just make it very, very simple, make it very, very easy to do. And start doing it consistently. And you just might find that this turns into a keystone habit for you. If you do have a spreadsheet, then tell us about it in the comments, because that's going to be really helpful for other people to see, what you're doing and how it's helped you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.